Welcome to 1 Mile Creek, proposing a collaborative solution. In 2015, the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development was adopted by the United Nations General Assembly. This agenda laid out 17 Sustainable Development Goals. Goal 6 centers on clean water and sanitation, with sub-goal 6.3 focusing on reducing pollution, and sub-goal 6.6 focusing on protecting and restoring water-related ecosystems. It is with this global perspective as the Think Global driver of action that I bring you a proposal to Act Local, a collaboration between council, community and private enterprise to improve water quality, protect environment and engage community in a rural Queensland town. 1 Mile Creek passes through Woodford, Queensland and pulls into a billabong at Lions Park South, just before crossing underneath the Dagular Highway. When I moved to the area some 8 years ago, there were often turtles to be seen in the relatively clear water. Locals used to fish off the pedestrian bridge, and the area surrounding the billabong was easily accessible. In February 22, the area was inundated by flood. Since then, the water has become progressively darker, danker, and more mosquito infested. The turtles and fish are nowhere to be seen, and weeds and algae have taken over the lower reaches. This video shows the extent of the flooding at that time.
It's going to take at least a couple of days though.
My research began with a simple photo and an observation of how bad things had got. From here I began to look into the course of the creek. Using Queensland Planet, I could overlay the creek course onto a map of the town, looking for areas that may have polluted the creek. There is some light industry and a golf course. Next I overlaid the 2020 flood map, looking for pollution culprits. Most of the flooded areas were residential, however. Research via Water Quality Australia then suggested that pollution was less likely than a Blackwater event, and this formed the basis of my hypothesis. I created a mind map with multiple avenues to explore. As my technical expertise around water quality is limited, I engaged an AI tool to allow me to come up with more ideas and solutions after I created all I could think of. I edited those that weren't relevant until I had a collection of tests and possible solutions. Utilizing the Hasso-Plattner process guide, I then empathetically engaged with the local community via a survey, looking for confirmation that they too had noticed the change, and, as importantly, checking that there was concern and a desire to utilize the billabong as a clean recreational space. I researched state and council government water quality guides and strategies to investigate what was already being done to maintain water quality, and discovered a local private firm that is highly engaged in water monitoring and remediation in the neighbouring council area. I then created a prototype solution based on collaboration between council, community, and the private consultants. This solution involved consultants providing advice around removal of extraneous vegetation and increasing flow, council providing machinery and capacity to complete the works, and community, including Indigenous owners, creating a future use plan for the space. I briefly considered solely focusing on community via a community sustainability grant, but it quickly became clear that expertise was crucial. Council approval would be required, and using a grant to complete remediation works was likely less effective than using the same grant to create the future use component. Council have agreed on remediation for the existing bridge and will conduct water testing at the same time. Future success will look like Council engaging the private experts, completing the anticipated works, and the creek flowing again. This should ensure less turbidity and more aquatic life. Once this happens, the community can create an information space around the town's historic previous site, Indigenous significance and wildlife. It is hoped that the grant can be secured to achieve this. Whilst not a perfect plan, I'm confident that this is feasible. Thank you for your consideration of this proposal.